Greetings. So it would seem we are in for another 4 years of intolerable insanity. Here's a word for all you furs in the New World. Regicide. Think about it. Anyway, something a little different for this week. By popular demand, I give you The Raven. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, "tapping at my chamber door, only this, and nothing more." Distinctly I remember, 'twas in the bleak December, as each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I'd sought to borrow from my books a cease of sorrow. Sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden that the angels name Lenore, nameless here, for evermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door, some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door, only this, and nothing more." Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," said I, "or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is, I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce be sure I heard you." Here I opened wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more. Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the darkness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered name, Lenore. This I whispered, and whisper murmured back to me, Lenore. Merely this, and nothing more. Back into my chamber turning, all my soul within me burning, soon again I heard a tapping, somewhat louder than before. "Surely," said I, "surely that is something at my window lattice. Let me see then what there it is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. It is the wind, and nothing more." Open here I flung the shutter, when with many a flirt and flutter, in there stepped a stately raven, of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not minister or stayed he, but with the mien of lord or lady, perched above my chamber door. Perched upon a bust of Pallas, just above my chamber door, perched and sat, and nothing more. Then this ebony bird beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore. "Though thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou," said I, "art sure no craven, the ghastly, grim, and ancient raven, wandering from the opiate shores. Tell me what thy lordly name is on the nice Plutonian shore." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore." Much I marvelled this ungainly fowl to hear discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevance it bore. For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing a bird above his chamber door, bird or beast upon the sculptured bust just above his chamber door, with such a name as Nevermore. But the raven sitting lonely on the pallid bust spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing farther than he uttered, not a feather than he fluttered, for scarce it was I that muttered, "Other friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before." Then the bird said, "Nevermore." Startled at the stillness broken by reply so aptly spoken, "Doubtless," said I, "what it utters its only stock and store, caught from some unhappy master, whom unmerciful disaster followed fast and followed faster, and his songs one burden bore, till the dirges of his hope that melancholy burden bore of nevermore." But the raven still beguiling all my sad soul into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of bird and bust and door. Then upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy unto fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore meant in croaking, "Nevermore." This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining, on the cushion's velvet violet lining that the lamplight gloated o'er, but whose velvet violet lining that the lamplight gloated o'er she shall press, nevermore. Then methought the air grew denser, perfumed from some unseen censer, swung by seraphim, whose footfalls tinkled upon the tufted floor. "Wretch," I cried, "thy God hath lent thee, by these angels he hath sent thee respite, respite and nepenthe from the memories of Lenore. O quoth this kind nepenthe, and forget the lost Lenore." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore." "Prophet," said I, "thing of evil, prophet still of bird or devil, whether tempest sent or whether tempest tossed thee here ashore, desolate yet all undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted, tell me truly, I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore." "Prophet," said I, "thing of evil, prophet still if bird or devil, by the heaven that bends above us, by the God we both ignore, tell this soul with sorrow laden, if within the distant Aidenn it shall clasp the sainted maiden, the angel's name Lenore. Clasp rare and radiant maiden, who the angel's name Lenore." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore." "Be that word our sign in parting, bird or fiend," I shrieked upstarting, "get thee back into the tempest and the night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume as a token of the slime thy soul hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken, quit the bust above my door. Take thy beak from out my heart, and see that I can care no more. Whatever happened came before, it vanished with the dead Lenore." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore." And the raven, never flitting, sitting still is sitting on the pallid bust of Pallas just above my chamber door, and his eyes have all the seeming of demons that is dreaming, and the lamplight o'er him streaming casts his shadow to the floor, and my soul from without that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore.